So welcome to the Quantum Explorers Psychic Self series, and today we will remove mental and emotional blocks to further open your psychic awareness. And this is the third class of 5, and we already had quantum communication and psychic self-activation in the weeks earlier. And this meeting is recorded, so I ask you to stay muted, please. And if you have questions, and questions are always very much welcome, then please use the chat, and we will have a section of Q&A later on in the meeting. I have a feeling that I can, oh, there's some other person, so let them in. As I have met you before, I don't have to tell you again the story of who I am and what I do, but as there are probably people in the future who will be watching this, I will still say it. So my name is 𝗤𝘂𝗍𝘂𝗺, and I am a visionary communicator, and I apply my psychic skills within my private online healing practice. I work with a modality that is called theta healing, and I have clients with whom I work on their subconscious limiting beliefs to help them activate their psychic awareness. And I've been interested in this topic of psychic development for over 20 years. And recently I decided that it is time now for me to share my knowledge and understanding with a larger audience. And what brings me to studying this psychic development, and especially telepathy, is that a few years ago in 2013, I had a very intense experience where suddenly and dramatically my psychic senses were opened in just one moment. And it took me quite some years to really navigate this life-changing experience and learn how to open and close my psychic channels willingly, so that I could function properly in the world and stay sane, I have to say. So since then, I have been learning how to do this. And besides that, I also hold a master's degree in communication science, which also gives me a couple of years of experience with the topic of communication, and is a foundation for me to have this as a subject of study, psychic development. And very much my main interest is to understand and to practice and to teach and facilitate telepathy. So that is where I come from, what I do. And you are here in the Psychic Self series, which is the first project within my new project, the Quantum Explorers. And I have initiated a Facebook group that you can join if you are interested in this topic. And this is where I will, in the future, generate more of these classes to share knowledge and understanding. And my intention for this group is to create a research community, actually, of people who are very much interested in this topic of developing their psychic skills. And I envision it as a place where we can come together and practice our psychic skills together, study, learn, and understand more about the possibilities of organic human intelligence and how we can apply that for our own personal growth. But what I also see as very important is to understand how this translates into collective evolution. And that is a very hot topic, and I hope to speak more about it in the future. So this group is free, and everyone who's interested can join. There's no need to have any level of skill or a certain skill set when it comes to psychic abilities. It is enough to be interested to join. So this is, as said, the third class, removing psychic blocks. And as all meetings happen same time, same place, so you can come back, or you can come into the Facebook group, where in the future all the elements, all the classes will be posted, so you can just track this down and watch it for learning or for your interest. It is very important to understand for everyone that I'm sharing from my personal and professional understanding, from my experience that I have with what it means to be psychic. So what is important is to know that we are doing some exercises here, we're doing meditations here, and you are welcome to ask questions. That helps us all. And when you are new to the topic, but also just in general, my invitation for you is to keep your heart and your mind open to whatever you hear in this class, so that you can receive the information that is perfect for you in this point in time. And even if your rational mind, as it sometimes does, gets into a conversation like, well, is this really true? I don't know. So just stay open and receive what is the best here for you. And friendly reminder, this is not a place for arguing about whether or not psychic awareness actually exists. It does exist. That's our bottom line here. And it is a place where we can explore more of it. Last bit, an information about this journey, and that you travel at your own risk. There is no guarantee here that whatever I share with you is complete. So knowledge always expands, and so is mine as well. And there's also no guarantee that what you hear is scientifically proven in the sense of mainstream science. So I'm also taking no liability for any consequences that occur for you when practicing what you hear here in this class. And yeah, you completely take care of your own health and well-being. And this series is also not a substitute, of course, for any kind of professional healthcare, which can sometimes be necessary in a space when you have a grand opening of your senses, which I presume is not happening here right now. So now we can relax. All the important bits up front have been told. My legal obligation is fulfilled to have told you the disclaimer. And now we're not doing anything too fancy here. Let's get started for today. And let's look at what is blocking our psychic awareness. So what keeps you, what keeps me, what keeps us from further developing and using our psychic skills? And blockages can show up in very different areas in our life experience. But what you must understand most of all is that blockages eventually all come down to just being a limiting belief that you are entertaining as a story in your mind. So a blockage is basically just a thought, and a thought can always be changed. And at this very simplest level, just by choosing to change it and thinking something different. So that is the very baseline of it. And I'm telling you this because there's a lot of information out there when you look into psychic development field that promotes that psychic blocks are somehow difficult to remove, and that you can have curses and jinxes and whatnot that is blocking you. And I'm telling you from my own experience that no matter what the blockage is you have, you always have the choice and the power to release it. There is nothing outside of yourself that can block you if you do not allow it. And that is very important to understand first and foremost for today's session. So you are always in control of your own energy, always, and you have the power and the choice to change. So what is important is to create awareness so that you can actually change. Let's go on here. Next slide, please. Thank you. So last week, we spoke about psychic in the psychic self-activation class. We talked about the 6 psychic senses, the main psychic senses, so clairsentience, clairalience, clairaudience, clairgustance, clairvoyance, and claircognizance. And we looked at specifically at the 4 dominant psychic senses of clairsentience, clairaudience, clairvoyance, and claircognizance, and how those are connected to our chakras, our psychic centers. And how a blockage manifests actually is, although it is simply a thought, is by restricting the capacity of your energy system. So the chakra and the psychic channels, in a way, they get restricted in a way that they are not fully able to either receive or process or also release subtle energy again. And with that, the information that you actually want to either pick up or also get rid of. This is also a very important topic to understand when it comes to blockages, that we need to kind of like also release things again from what we have picked up. So one way of releasing blockages is to have a look at your chakras and, of course, to clean them, to restore them, to better function. That is a very base way of keeping, almost you could say, like basic maintenance is to take care of your energy system when it comes to blockages, so that you have optimal function. And there's also other ways, and we will speak about this in a minute. Before we will do that, so let's have a look at where the blockages occur. And that is, you can determine this into external, internal blockages. And we can, if we want to go more into detail, then we look at the levels of where they, within our belief systems, where they can occur. So with the external blockages, we of course have our surroundings, everything that is in our environment that can have an impact on us, on our psychic functioning. Everything that is going on in our own lives. And we go more into detail and also into examples of that in a second. And also the state of our body is very much going into how we can show up psychically and what we can do and what we cannot do. And the internal blockages, those are mostly limiting thoughts, but a really big package of blockages is keyed into emotional energy. So that can be a lot that is dragging you down, or that is kind of like not allowing you to access information or to really have a good functioning of your energy system. And then when we go deeper, we have the subconscious, really like belief programs. Those are actually really like systems, that programs, if you think of computers that are running by themselves in your system, so that you can't even get to the skill level that you want to go to. And we will look at towards that in a second as well. And I will share with you the view that we have in the modality that I'm also teaching and applying in my practice, from the theta healing perspective, which is an excellent perspective to understand how to release, how to find and also how to release those blockages. So let's have a look at external blockages, the environment. So imagine you are in the streets, or you're going to an event. There's a lot of people, there's cars, of course there is noise, there's a lot going on. And for most people who are in the area where they are open to psychic information, they are very, and you might know this from yourself, very sensitive to outer appearances. Like, also, if you are empathic, then just a person standing next to you who's angry can be a disturbance in your own field, because you are very open to picking up those kinds of energies, and it can kind of like meddle with your own energy system so much so that you don't really have focus in that particular moment. So like these are examples, and I'm sure that you also have probably already some experience with that. So if that's so, maybe can you give me a thumbs up, or maybe you want to write something in the chat, some experiences that you have, or that you know of, a disturbance that you know from your environment. And while you share that and we come back to that, I will just keep going and talking about more of what is an external block when it comes to life circumstances. So, for example, if you have a big family, or you have noisy neighbors, or you have a lot of stress in your life, a heavy workload, or a critical financial situation, or relationship problem, this can be impacting how much your energy system is available for you to do this kind of like extra work. Because when we are starting out to learn about the psychic abilities or to open up to that, it can feel like, okay, we need some extra energy to access that and to execute that. So later on, when we get more into it and it becomes more like second nature, that falls away. So the distractions get less and less with more proficiency, I'd say. So life circumstances is something that can be blocking. And of course, very, very important with psychic work is our physical body and our physical health and how we maintain that. So do we sleep enough? Do we like proper rest in general is very important. Nutrition, basic healthcare. And one very important point for some people can be the kind of food that you are consuming. Also, if you are drinking alcohol, or if you're smoking cigarettes, or do other kind of recreational things, that can impact your psychic awareness a lot. And I have my own experience with that, especially when it comes to food. I had my first really substantial opening in my awareness when I started to eat more raw foods. And I went completely on this journey of eating raw foods for 3 years in my life. And that was really interesting to see. I could really feel how, for instance, my third eye was impacted by that in a positive way, so that it was more open and more flexible. So what it comes down to is that all of this, and we have heard this last week, is keyed into electrical impulses. Our brain works as an antenna in that way, and also our entire body is actually like electrically functioning in some way. And this also is connected to our chakras. So if we have more connectivity, maybe that's a good word to say, then also we can pick up more information, and it can move forward more quickly. So I hope that makes sense for you. I see there's something in the chat towards that, so let me check on that. So yeah, someone's saying, I can be overwhelmed by other people who speak loudly and at a fast rate. I use earplugs under my hair. Yeah, I can very much relate to that. I also have a very sensitive hearing, and I'm mostly wearing earplugs, even if I'm at home with the cars on the street or the children around. So I totally get that. And it's very good to take care of you in that way, to keep healthy and to keep relaxed. Yeah. Another person says also, yeah, I struggle with noisy environments and get highly stimulated even in small groups of friends, yeah, who talk a lot and interrupt each other. I can't get to sleep afterwards. Yes, I understand that very much, and this is actually a wonderful topic to have a look at, maybe in a further class, is how you can actually help yourself as a psychic, as an intuitive person, an empath, to take care of yourself, especially in these situations, and afterwards, how you actually release this energy. Because what happens here is that we have our energy field, and when we are around people or in our environment, we interact with the energy fields of other people. So we are picking up their stuff as well. So and that also goes to the level of their thoughts. And so sometimes we can find ourselves like, oh, well, where did that come from? That's not how I usually think. And to know how you can actually very fast and in an easy way release this, so that from one moment to the other, you feel yourself again and your nervous system is regulated and you feel grounded again. This is a key of key value to expand when if you want to expand your psychic awareness, to learn these techniques. And I'm happy to share more about this in the future. Thank you for your contributions. Let's get on. So these are the external blockages. And ideally, you start with really taking good care of yourself and make sure that you have rest and that you get into a space where you are overall in a well-balanced state. And in the beginning of psychic development is of course easier if you, for example, want to read something. So like read in a sense of clairvoyantly access information, or clairaudient or claircognizantly. So any kind of questions where you need answers that come from the non-physical space, it can be helpful to retreat and to go to a quiet space. But what is very interesting and what I totally believe in is that with advancing in your psychic skills, you should be able to access them and execute on your skills no matter where you are, no matter what surrounds you. And I have a very funny image for that for myself. So from reading fantasy novels, I think of myself in the image of being a war mage. So, and I really want to be all on and on top of my psychic game when I'm in the battlefield. I know this is not a typical idea, but it helps because this is when it is crucial. And I believe that our psychic senses are as crucial as our 5 physical senses and they will be even more. And this is why I'm doing this. There will be even more important coming in the future, that we have this available to have discernment about what's going on, because words can do a lot, but energy never lies. And if we are able to pick that up, then we are definitely at an advantage for what's to come. All right, so let's continue with the internal blockages. And the bottom line of all psychic functioning is to calm down the chatter that is constantly going on in our mind. That is something normal, and that is supposed to be that way. But if we want to transcend that and go into a different space of mind, that is what we need to address. So stopping or tuning down. You could imagine like if you have the volume control, so tuning down the rational mind chatter, the ego, or the internal parts of your personality that are expressing their opinions or your internal to-do list stuff that shows up. So having the awareness and having the capability to from one moment to the next, really to say that, okay, get this out of here. So turn it down, turn it down. This is a skill that is very important when it comes to psychic awareness. And there are very easy exercises. To train this, and one of it I'll share with you right now, and that will instill the power of focus, like with only 5 minutes of training every day. And some of you might maybe know it. You take a small object, like a paper clip or a match, or I don't know, a pin, something small, everyday object. And then you sit with it 5 minutes, you look at it, and you completely focus your entire intention towards it. And you only think thoughts about this object. And whenever your thoughts digress and you go into a different matter, then pull them back. And just do this for 5 minutes. And that really strengthens the muscle of focus. So it is a training. Psychic ability is a training. It's like going to the gym. If you want to build some good muscle, then you have to lift. And in this sense, lifting with your willpower, lifting with the power of your focus, that is a very important skill and to practice. So yeah. And internal blockages, emotions. Talking about emotions, favorite subject. It is so beautiful that we are human beings and that we have the entire range of emotions to get into and to express, but they also can get in the way when it comes to clear psychic perception. And your goal should be to become able to go into a neutral space with your emotions, a neutral emotional space. So no high arousal in any direction. So no super joy, no super depression or whatever is going on. So, but really coming into a centered space, and there's plenty of tools to achieve that. And there's more coming that I'd like to share with you apart from today. I encourage you to look what you already know about this or what you can find for yourself that helps you to emotionally regulate. And preferably, I would suggest that you find something that works fast, like so, really like so. Not something where you need to lie down for half an hour and do stuff, or where you have to bring some tools to do and achieve that, but something that you can do like completely by yourself with what only your body and you and your mind to regulate your emotions. That would be expert level of navigating a psychic space. The biggest blockage of all now comes, those are our limiting beliefs, and becoming aware of them and removing those, that will have the biggest impact on your psychic development. I can tell you from my experience. And so here is a little bit more information about the 4 levels where we can, levels of belief and how we acquire them and how we can also release them again. So the symbols that you see here, one is for the core level. These are all the beliefs, and beliefs are basically thoughts that you have acquired. So you have your life experience. You experience something, and you create a conclusion from that. And this conclusion, if it is strong or it repeats itself, then it becomes a program. And your mind's saying, oh, this is important. I better keep note of that. So it becomes a program that then runs in your subconscious mind. You're not even aware of it, that it's there, but it informs your life and how you can express yourself and what you can do. For example, most people have psychic experience in their childhood already. And if a child, for example, tells their parents about this, and parents say like, oh, yeah, no, this doesn't exist, and you're stupid, or shut up about this. So parents sometimes are not aware, it's not their fault, but they don't know about it and they can't help the child. So the child starts thinking, oh, I better shut up about this. And what then happens is that they also shut down their awareness and their ability to perceive psychically. And this becomes a program. So later on in life, they still have that, and maybe they want to open up and want to become more clairvoyant or more telepathic or whatever. But there is this limiting belief of, oh, that is not good. If I tell about this, my parents won't love me, or people will not accept me. So I hope you get the idea or the gist where this is going. So how we are limiting ourselves. There's always a benefit of why we do that. So with this child, the child, of course, wants its parents, wants the love of their parents. So, and that is of a higher priority than keeping their skills. So we're making these choices, and we're making them at a very early level in our life. Another level is the genetic level. So That with psychic awareness, we usually see that it is happening within families and that it goes on and it is transported forward. So maybe your aunt, or your grandma, or whoever in your ancestral line already had a certain gift and had passed on to you. And maybe they had an experience maybe where they were like not really seen as a sane member of the community, if I can express it that way. Like oh, this person is a little bit woo-woo and not really accepted, and they had repercussions from that maybe. Then this also goes through your genetic line and can be create a belief that you inherit, so to speak. So you don't have the experience for yourself, but it comes with the heritage of this ancestral experience. So this can also happen. Next level 3 is the historic level. So we are all part of the collective consciousness, and there are smaller and larger collective consciousness. For example, if you're a man, you're part of the collective consciousness of all men. If you're a woman, you're part of the collective consciousness of all women. So you get the idea. And of course, we are all part of the collective consciousness of humanity. That means we are all kind of like taking on beliefs and programs from that are valid and live in these collective consciousnesses. So even though I don't have the experience, it doesn't come from my ancestral line, I still can have, as a woman, for example, a belief that I will be burned if I start receiving clairvoyant information, because we have had this experience in our collective where people with these kinds of skills were persecuted and killed. So you get the idea. And then there is a 4th level, and that is to understand experiences that go beyond your current physical focus, so to speak. Some speak of lifetimes or past lives, etc., however you want to frame that, but it goes beyond your current experience and the current psychic, physical focus, I should say. And this can, at this level, we mostly find ideas about how we relate to what we call the divine, or divine intelligence, or God. So these are very long-standing experiences, and yeah, they can be in the category of, okay, I'm not allowed to know things because only God can know things, for example. So I'm not accessing, with this kind of belief, I'm probably not accessing my clear cognizance as well as without this belief. So you see where that is going. Give me a thumbs up if you're good with this information, if you have a question, if you understand. Where are we with all of that? I know it's a lot of information at once. You still, yeah, good. Thanks for your thumbs up. That is very encouraging. So I will keep going then. We have a little bit more to cover before we then get into the meditation and the actual clearing that we can do today. So let's move forward and look deeper into what actually are emotions or beliefs that block psychic ability and what supports them. You see it here on the slide. We have fear, doubt, disbelief, and anger. And there's even more: resentment, regret, rejection, envy, pride, shame, guilt. Those are all very low frequencies. And when we vibrate in these low frequencies, in such a state, it becomes very difficult for us to pick up on subtle energy and subtle information, because that is on a much higher frequency. So there is no match for that. For me, it seems almost obvious. Okay, you're not matching the frequency, and thus you don't pick up on the information. So, and your psychic abilities, they actually work best when you can match the frequency of the information of that you want to pick up. And a rule of thumb is, like with all over the place in the psychic development field, is do everything to raise your vibration, and do something to raise your vibration before you do psychic work. The higher your frequency is, the higher you can vibrate, the more access you have to psychic information. And here are some examples of what's going on in the background. So some people, they don't perceive things clearly because they fear that they might be disturbed, like emotionally disturbed by the things that they perceive. They are afraid that there's something weird or dangerous that they will know of or get to know of, or that they will not be able to handle what the information that they get. So, or there's the belief of, or the understanding that they might be responsible for the things they see. If you, from my perspective, that would be, okay, if I have a client and I do a reading for them, then this does not automatically mean that I'm responsible for the client to help them to get rid of it or to do anything with the information that I got. That's their information, not my business. I'm just observing that, and I can share it, and after request, I can help. So, or very, very often people are afraid that they will be called crazy for the things that they know or pick up on, or that they will be ostracized and put on the fringes of their communities or of society. So, and yes, if you really open up, you will have a different view of the world. And that differs a lot from what most people are perceiving. So there is some truth in it, but it is not the entire truth. There are still people around you, and you can still be a fully functioning member in your community and in your society, even when you are really psychic and opening up a lot. So another very scary point is that you might be losing, or the fear of losing touch with reality is keeping people from shying away from opening up too much. And from my experience that I had like over 10 years ago, I can tell you, yes, with the experience that I had, I was very much on a thin line with that, and when it comes to touch with reality. But looking back, I understand that I was just expanding a lot. I was not losing, but I was expanding a lot. So now I can have a broader sense of reality. That's all there is to it. And one more point that is very important is that people can be afraid of being punished for what they perceive or know. And yeah, there is a point in that, because in the past, psychics have been punished and for their knowledge or for what they observed. So this is something that can be cleared out. And these are just examples, and there's of course a lot more. And it is to say that it is very personal for each individual where their fears are, what they are afraid of, what is blocking them. Let's have a look at trust or doubt. That is like when you not trust yourself, when you have the feeling, oh, I'm not sure if that's right, or what you perceive, then this also kind of like makes your perception wobbly in a sense. And disbelief does the same. If you start from a point where you actually not even believe that it's possible that you can know these things that you are knowing or that you are perceiving, then of course that will not help you to expand or to get more of the information. So coming together, keep the frequency high, get into trust, get into faith, get into joy. Joy is a very high frequency. If you can access that, then all the other stuff can go to the side much better. Okay. Focusing on higher frequency becomes effortless if you start cultivating virtues like truth, unconditional love, or compassion, or kindness, patience, trust, faith, tolerance, understanding, integrity. Those are all virtues that support you, that support your energy, that support your frequency and lift you to a higher level of frequency. And the most important virtue of all is truth. Truth. You need to want to know the truth, no matter what it is. If you can get yourself into that space where you really want to know the truth, you are halfway to knowing everything. So, because that is what blocks us most, that we have these filters, our own paradigms where we have judgment. So perceiving the truth about something or someone, that can sometimes be harsh. So if you are meeting a person and you kind of like check their energy, or you get information, it just comes at you, and you see something very terrible, like, oh, this person has killed someone, then what do? And usually a person will go into judgment and say, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. And we have all these ideas, and that is all right. I'm not saying that killing a person is a good thing, no way. But when we want to be in the psychic space, then it is crucial that we have compassion and non-judgment and no filters to the truth. Because if we apply our personal paradigm of belief, like good and what we believe is good or bad, all of that stuff, then we can only perceive what we allow ourselves, what can exist in our own little world. And that is, of course, very limited. So we need to expand on that, what we can accept, so to speak. So no filters to the truth. And the easiest state to achieve that is to align your entire being with a frequency of unconditional love. That does not mean that you now have to instantly become a saint in your life. That's probably not going to happen, and not happen to me. But when you want to gather information psychically, that the frequency of unconditional love is the most inclusive and the most detached and life-affirming frequency and place that you can be in, from which you can look at things and perceive things and people. So do you get that? So and the inner state of how you can access this unconditional love is to have acceptance. So the acceptance of everything just is, period. No explanation, no judgment, no justifying. Everything that you perceive just is. You are an observer. That is your state. All right. So that is a lot of good information there. I see we have a little bit more in the chat. Someone says, I read the tarot. One time I read for a nephew and his father. Oh, yeah, the person held you responsible for what you read in the tarot. Yes, exactly. That is a very good example. And that is where you have, if you do something like that, psychic work, like reading for people, then you really have to stay strong in the point and also convey that to the people that you read for, that you are just the messenger. Please do not shoot the messenger. You are just conveying the information. It's not your personal information. That's just what it shows. And that is another really interesting topic to what is the responsibilities of a psychic if you are dealing with people. We will move on from that subject now, but I keep that in mind for further conversations. Thank you for the contribution. So now talk is over. Are you ready to do a clearing meditation? So I will do this with the theta healing modality that I use in my healing practice. And what we do is a very short meditation. I will guide you into the theta brainwave state. And then we can activate virtues and release also fear, doubt, and disbelief. And I will be, this is a very intuitive process, so it's not my idea that's coming through. I will just receive what is coming from the infinite intelligence. And therefore, I'd like to ask you if I do have your permission to scan your energy. Can you give me a clear sign, hands up, or a no? Yes, okay, I see 2 people, 3 people. Patricia, yeah, sorry. Yeah, okay, great, wonderful. All right, so I can scan everybody, and then I will guide us up, and then we see what clearings. These are tailored for the people who are here in this class, but also for everyone. The intention is set for everyone who will watch this in the future. They will get the most benefit as well from this. All right, so give me a second to do the scan. And that's very, very nice opening up. Great, and let me scan the energy of the people. Thank you. Okay, and now let's go up together to the field of infinite potential. And you can bring your energy and your awareness into your body, relax and feel where and how you are sitting. Just notice your breath for a moment. Take a deep breath in and out through the mouth. And another deep breath in and hold it. And out through the mouth. And another deep breath in and hold it. And out through the mouth. Let your breath just go naturally and bring your attention to your heart center, to your chest. You can put a hand there if that helps you to be more aware. And then think of your beautiful big heart and allow yourself to open up to the idea and the emotion of gratitude. So think of something or someone in your life that you are really grateful for, something that you enjoy, that you appreciate, that you even love. And bring that, allow that to expand your heart space, to open up your body, your mind, your spirit. Nice. And then bring your awareness down through your body, through your lower body, through your pelvic area, to your legs, to your feet, to the soles of your feet, and feel your feet on the ground. And then push through the ground into the earth, deep into the earth, through all the layers of the earth, until you get to the core of the earth. And here, you connect yourself, you connect your own heart to the heart of Mother Earth. You become one. And with the next breath in, you draw beautiful grounding energy from Mother Earth up through the earth into the soles of your feet, through your entire body until it's on the top of your head. And then you imagine a beautiful ball of light that creates itself there. And you put your energy awareness into this ball of light. Notice the color of your ball of light. And then it starts vibrating. It shoots up into the sky, through the roof, through the sky, leaves the Earth atmosphere and goes up, 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 higher, 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 leaving the Earth atmosphere, leaving the solar system, going beyond the Milky Way galaxy, going higher and further beyond the known universe through all the layers and layers of light, passing a golden light, going up, 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 passing a rainbow-colored light, going up, going through a pink mist of compassion, and going to the beautiful, iridescent, bright white light of everything that is pure potential. And in this field, you go higher, 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 till you get no further. You open your bubble and you merge, you become one with this field of subtle energy, with the energy of all that is. Just being here is a healing. It's the space of unconditional love, infinite potential, instant healing and manifestation. And really draw this into all of your cells. And now, with your permission, and you can just say yes to yourself with everything that is offered if you want to receive it. And of course, you also have the right to say no if you feel like, that's not for me, I don't want that. It's your choice. So, and I will ask, okay, what can we bring here? So can we show you from this highest perspective the truth, understanding, knowledge, and wisdom of unconditional love? So what that actually is, so that your entire body, your entire being remembers now and now knows again what unconditional love really is and what it looks like and what it feels like, and also make your definition of unconditional love the same as this highest truth. And that you know that you are worthy and deserving of unconditional love, that it is your birthright to exist in that you are in fact unconditional love, that is your origin. Can we show you that? And if you want to, you just say to yourself yes, and then you will receive this energy transmission from this divine source energy directly. So let me observe that. Beautiful. Okay, so, and can we do the same for the truth? So can we show you the highest perspective? Truth, understanding, knowledge, and wisdom of truth, and what that actually is from this highest perspective. So not our human understanding of truth, but the highest truth, the divine truth of what truth actually is, and what it looks like, and what it feels like when you are perceiving the truth, and that you actually can, and that you know how to do that, and what it looks like, feels like, and most of all, that it is safe for you to perceive and know the truth in every situation, and that you can do that, and that you also know who you are when you perceive the truth, and that it is something that you can now move forward with in your life, because it is your birthright to exist in truth, to know and to be and to embody and to express and also to receive the truth. And that it is easy for you to know the truth, to perceive the truth about yourself and others and everything around you. That you are allowed, and that you can allow yourself to perceive the truth. And it's safe and without disadvantage. And everything that does not allow you to now move your entire being into the space of where you can perceive and know truth, can we ask that this is destroyed and uncreated, so it's no longer a blockage for you? If you want that, you can say just yes, and it will happen for you. is compassion is coming here. So can we show you what compassion truly is from the highest perspective, truth, understanding, and knowledge of the divine source energy, what it looks like, and also what it truly feels like for you in your entire being. If you are in a space of compassion, if you have compassion for yourself and others, can we show you that in the highest and best, most loving and joyful way? And can we bring a healing for every time across all times and dimensions where you were not able to access your compassion towards yourself or towards the world around you? And can we couple this with forgiveness so that you understand that you can forgive yourself for not being compassionate and that this is already so? If you want that, you can just say yes. So now let's go into the space where we can, here's trust. Here comes trust first of all. So trust, can we show you how that actually works for you to have trust and how you can access this quality, what it looks like and what it feels like for you, and also that you know how to and when to trust and whom to trust, that you have discernment about this, what information, what energy, what people to trust and when and how, that you have excellent guidance from the divine, from your soul, from your higher self, from your body, to when to trust. Can we bring that? And also with that, the knowing and understanding that it's safe for you to trust, that you know how to, and that it is allowed, and then you can allow yourself again to have trust, also to have trust in yourself. And everything that does not allow you to really have this trust in yourself and trust in your senses, trust in your psychic senses, can we ask for it to be destroyed and uncreated? If you want that, you can say yes. Ah. Oh. Okay. Having trust. So everywhere where you think that it is impossible for you to reach a certain level of psychic expression, psychic awareness, can we destroy and uncreate that for you? If so, just say yes. And can we show you the highest truth of what is actually possible for you? What is your psychic potential, that you get a sense of it, that you get an awareness of it, an idea, an image, a feeling of what your psychic capacity is. And with that, also the understanding of what you can do next to expand on it, to reach for that. If you want that, you can say yes. And can we ask that everything that is in the way of that, so like all the lower vibrations that we have, like everything that is ready right now to be released, like anger, resentment, rejection, judgment, doubt, disbelief, guilt, shame, all of that is now ready to be released, to create an opening in your psychic awareness, to create an opening in the further development of your psychic skills. Can we ask to that be released in the highest and best, most loving and joyful way for each individual? If you want that, you can say yes. Yeah, drop the baggage. You don't need that. Okay. And lastly, can we show you and show your body and show all of your cells the perfect state of grounding? So what it looks like and what it feels like when your entire system is grounded, in balance, in perfect harmony, in perfect alignment with your higher being, with divine source energy. What is the perfect state of being an observer? And you know and understand that now and be able to embody that at will. Let me show you that, and if you want to, then you can say yes. Oh, cool. Right, anything more? Yes, and to complete this, would you like to be showered and filled with the energy of unconditional love in every cell of your body? Then you can say yes, and we complete this healing downwards. Okay, good. Then you take a deep breath. And then you can open your eyes again. All right, wonderful. Let me hear, let me see through the chat. How are you? How are you feeling? What did that do for you? Are you in a good space? Are you good? Okay, I see some people nodding. Nice, wonderful. Okay, I see a thumbs up also. Alrighty. Do you have any questions to what we just did or to anything that happened here today before we close this meeting? You can write this in the chat. And also, I'd like to share with you that I am available beyond this class. So if you want to contact me, you can do this either through the Facebook group, or you can contact me through Instagram, through my website, or best you can write to me at info@thequantumexplorers.com, and then I can answer any questions that you might have beyond today. I see there's one thing in the chat. Oh, nice, uplifted. That is the feeling you have. Wonderful, I'd like that. This is very nice. So let me stop here. So wonderful. This completes our session for today. If you want to come back, we will have another session next week where I'm very excited already. We will be speaking about telepathy, if you're interested in that. Somebody is asking about channel closing protocol. I'd like to address this immediately because yes, we can have this space closed, but when you connect to source energy in that kind of way, and you just simply open your eyes, you still stay connected, and you can, with my closing of, okay, this healing is complete, this is already complete. If you feel like I want to have a more distinct disconnection from that space, then you can do something very simple. You just rub your hands and you distance yourself. That's it. Okay? If that feels good for you, you can do that, but there's no obligation. That is already within the healing. That's already complete. All right. I see one more question. Yes, that is an interesting question. Somebody noticed when they do energy work or when, like Qigong, that they sneeze uncontrollably sometimes, which is a very excellent sign, because that means your energy body is doing something. So you're kind of like getting energy out of your system. And that can be by sneezing, by farting, belching, any kind of release. So that is a good sign your energy is moving. Does that help? Okay, wonderful. Any more questions? We are 5 minutes over time. I excuse myself for that. Well, so then I wish you all a wonderful evening or a day, wherever you are, and I hope to see you back on next Thursday. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye.